Hello and welcome. I am Too Tall Todd, and this is Automation, the car company tycoon game. And you can't believe how hard it is to actually say that. It took me about 4 of the 5 times to get this intro done. But anyway, this could very well possibly be one of the best car tycoon games ever developed. Only time will tell as they continue developing. So we're going to go ahead and get right into this. I'll go ahead and say that I have been an early backer of this company, Camshaft Software, I believe is their name. There will be a link in the description below if you want to check them out. But say right here some of the scenarios, and every scenario has sub-scenarios when you click inside of it. But we're not here for the scenarios. We are going to be replicating a LS engine, sort of my own design, I guess. But before we can get into developing the engine, we must build a car. And I changed the year of the original car I was building and had to start over, unfortunately. But here we are doing this. So you get just a real quick look here at some of the different car models and stuff you have. And then right here, this is actually, I didn't change anything here because this was still from the original build. If you want to pause and look at some of the options there, feel free to do so at your discretion. But before you can actually go in and put things like lights and tail lights and all that good stuff on your car, right here you can kind of change the base shape. You can see I just played with the bumper right there, moving it back and forth. Right here, you can move this. These all vary a little different per car. You can change the back, the hoods, all that stuff on different ones. The wheel wells to allow for bigger tires, kind of shape the front. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up by about 8 times because this was a fairly long video otherwise. So I'll go ahead and I didn't want to cut it out because I wanted you to see all the options and stuff like that that is possible for you to do, and just kind of look at the tail lights and the badges and stuff like that. Then I'll go ahead and slow it back down when I get the engine portion because that's what I really enjoy, even though I'm pretty sure I went through it fairly fast just because that's what I enjoy and I'm better at it, I guess, than this. But I just now slapped me in the face during editing that I did not put an exhaust on this car. It is doomed to fail from the beginning, but well, I guess it don't really need the exhaust. It can just be ridiculously loud. There's our color, I guess. Rear-wheel drive, of course, and a new engine. Go with a V8. Click on it. Aluminum. We go with a bore of about 390. We should go with the bore 390 exactly, and I believe this should be about a 360, 362 to actually be exactly. I wonder if I can actually get that. I cannot. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. That's fine. It is a push rod. It's also aluminum. No option here because we're push rod. The crank should be a cast iron, but we're gonna go with you know what? Cast iron will be fine. We don't need, like I said, we're not going for a high-end motor here. We're going for something that makes sense. But right here we are gonna go with the heavy-duty cast. For the pistons, once again, we're going to go heavy-duty cast. Since this is all cast iron stuff and push rod, we're going to make the quality a little better. We're going to go with a compression of about 10.5 to 1 right now with the cam profile around about a 53, 54 maybe. This is cool. You got the little slider right here so you can actually break the engine down and see all the internals, which is quite lovely. Right here, we're going to make it red. Once again, quality slider up. Naturally aspirated, so none of this stuff matters. It is injected with a multi-port. Single, we're going to put a performance. Yeah, now it's starting to look like the LS engine I love. And we will put it at, let's just go with premium. This is way too lean. This is always the trickiest part for me, messing with the fuel mixtures. And about a 55 and 4200 RPM should be fine. Or 62, I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm going to put tubular headers on this. No wonder. I was looking at the power and I was like, that's not right, that's too big. 2 1/4 should work just fine with a high flow. And none. And we will go with a reverse flow. And here we are on the test screen. Those beautiful animations there. And we can slide it up. Oh, let's see what we got here. Upgrade the forged. How much more expensive would it be? This has a cheaper material cost for the forged steel. Its production units is almost double, but we'll go the forged steel with a forged H-beam. We'll also go there. You can actually crank these back down just a tad because we're going with better equipment. Here goes 61. So it's gonna push just a little bit there. That you know what? For the sake of the car quality, I guess we'll cut it down. We're gonna keep it. So I might try to perfect more on this later with a performance version of this engine. And here we are actually in the final stages of finishing up our car. So you can see the factory down there at the bottom right, but you can't actually get to the factory, the manufacturer, because the Tycoon part is not here, as I've stated before. I went ahead and sped this part of the video up by about twice as fast, already about 8 minutes long in the video, and I want to keep it under 10. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this part a little bit faster, and I'll just kind of be telling you about what I got going on right here. So we got your tire, what kind of tire compound you want right there. You can see the selection of rims we got. And you know, you can make your tires bigger, your rims bigger, stuff like that. And I'm just going to show you all the different rims they have on it right here. You can put currently, I think there's a website actually that you can go to and find mods made by the community. There might be more rims in there, I don't know, I haven't actually ever went and looked. And it would probably help if I would go back and pick my rim material before trying to go on. So I'm just kind of looking at the different ones here. We got magnesium, alloy, and steel. I'm going to go with the alloyed. And this is really, I like stuff like this. I know I've mentioned it before. It's the little things in video games I like. And some companies, I'm not going to say any names because I don't have any at the top of my head, but there's companies that wouldn't do stuff like how you could see the rotor change size right there. Some companies would not include that. Like, they wouldn't go the extra step to make they actually change the rotor size behind the tire size. So little details like that makes games so much better than me. So right here we're going to be in the section for if you would have a spoiler or a wing, if that's what you want to call it, which I don't because wings are for airplanes. I didn't have much to do right there, but if I went ahead and skip over that, we go to the interior features. You can see right here the seats and the type of interior, the entertainment, the accessories it comes with, and all that good stuff. And this would be the suspension tab. As you can see through here, I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. And for those of you that don't know how to actually tune cars and suspension and stuff like that, there's actually presets right here in the middle. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and click a sport one. I do know how to do this, but let's be honest with you, I'm not going to spend the time to do that. And most of the time when I am messing with suspensions, it's on an alignment rack, and you put these big square things on the side with flashing lights that'll make you have a seizure, and they pretty much just tell you, hey, that's where it needs to be, or that's where it's not needs to be. so I'm not going to mess with that. And right here is the test track, so you to test your final production vehicles and get results, compare them to other things you build. But that's going to be it for this time, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to click that big red subscribe button that's on screen right now. If you feel the need, like the video, and as always, have a good one.